When last we saw our heroes, Nate the Human Ranger, Gobs the Aarakocra Warlock. See, I told you I changed something. Othokent the Lizard Folk Life Domain Cleric, Talah the Half-Orc Druid, and Abraham the Human Wizard. Our group had finally made it to Othokent's home. Upon entering the cave that is where his home den, is placed, they ran across the complete and total corruption of his people, given over to darkness, cold, calloused logic. And upon reaching the temple at the bottom, they had a fun little conversation with Sazel, the prophet of Shar. During that conversation, things went from weird to bad to worse, and they were eventually sucked into the Shadowfel.
Got to blow his one arm, though.
What's that?
We got to blow off his one arm, though.
You did. You blew off one of his arms.
Yeah.
Which for a lizard, I'm sure matters, because they can't regrow limbs.
Oh shit. The Shadowfel is Neap.
Oh my god!
So, with that... Where's my buttons?
I don't know.
With that, we enter the Shadowfel. Surrounding all of you is darkness. Even those of you with special magical dark vision-y, power-y sight and devil sight and all of that have trouble seeing more than a few feet. You are all together, and you're in the cave, but the temple is gone.
Is
anyone
okay?
dead?
Yeah,
I'm alive.
Hands.
I'm still here.
Talah?
Here.
Oh, good.
That sounds like Abraham. Or a monster. Are you Abraham or a monster?
No.
Well, shit.
It's a construct.
I'm gonna
the monster.
I'm gonna try and get us some light. I want to link the description of Produce Flame. Not that. There you go.
So the flame does appear. The bright light is only within 5 feet, and there is no dim light beyond that. So it's a very tight group of that. And at this point, I need everyone to roll a wisdom save.
Oh yay.
Please let mine be a premonition of how it's going to go for the rest of the session. Roll 20 gods, please. I beg of you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Othokent, roll a d3 for me.
All right.
Okay. Nate, roll a d3 for me as well.
Yeah, good on. 1 sec.
Awesome. So for the two of you, the eerie black nothingness beyond this small, pitiful flame, you feel it reach in to your heart of hearts. And you're just scared. For the rest of the day, you both have disadvantage on saving throws against fear.
Oh, nice. And Gobx just feels like she's home.
Oh, I apologize. I misread that. I'm sorry. Gobs. It's not Nate. Nate, you don't have disadvantage. I misread it. It's Gobs. It's Gobs that failed. Gobs, I need you to roll a d3.
He's tired, guys. He give him a moment, yeah.
All right, so for you, Gobs, as you're standing in all of this darkness, you think back to the fight and how, despite the fact that you delivered what felt like a mortal injury to Sazal, it just didn't seem to matter. None of this really matters. You, for the next 24 hours, cannot benefit from inspiration or bardic inspiration, as hopelessness creeps into your mind and heart. So, Othokent, you're affected by dread. Gobs, you're affected by hopelessness.
And Nate is fine.
And Nate is fine. Everyone else is fine.
Okay.
So you're in a pit of darkness at the bottom of what appears to be the same cave you were in, but there is no temple here.
Well, this is terrible. Sorry, guys, I thought that would go better.
And sometimes fate has things in store for us, as we've known for a while.
But
It was
That's-
doomed to fail.
No, it wasn't. This is just another path.
we're still getting back at him and kick him right in his pants. Wait, he's not wearing pants. Well, then we can kick him in his dankly bits.
Just need to figure out how to get out of here.
That is a great question, Othokent says, while he's just staring straight into his own
We need
flame and nothing
we need to-
else.
We need to find a portal. Is there anyone around?
What's the, and I will say this, Nate, something that is terribly disorienting to you here is the
Yeah.
fact that, you know, inside the city of Gilgamesh, with portals closed, your planewalker sensibilities don't really pick up much of anything, right?
Yeah.
Here, you can feel all the other planes. You can sense. You get that perspective of, oh, I'm a tiny little bug, and the universe and multiverse and everything is so much bigger, and I feel horribly inconsequential and insubstantial. Is a
Right.
feeling that is pressing down upon you. You're handling it well, right? Because you know you've kind of always felt that way. I'm joking. I'm just messing with you, but you get my point, right?
Wow.
So you're doing okay. It's not impacting you at all, but it's a little overwhelming. What's the range on being able to sense portals?
A mile.
You don't sense anything within a mile of you.
Is there a visible path in the light that we see that leads anywhere? Forward, back?
It's really hard for you to see much of anything, but you can tell that you're in roughly the same position in the cave as where the temple was. Abraham, give me an Arcana check.
Oh, okay. I was reading something.
Yeah, and anybody who's trained in Arcana or religion
Ah,
can roll for me.
hiya.
Awesome. So, the shadowfel, you would know this, Abraham. It is a mirror, in a sense, of the prime materia, but it's more like a artist interpretation, right? Things are similar, but there's differences, right? Othokent, you would know that this particular realm, if the prime materia is existence, then the Feywild is creation and life. This is decay and it's entropy incarnate. So it's not darkness so much as it is this is where things go to wither and fade.
Ah,
Does that make sense?
like a giant compost bin.
You know, like all silver here would be tarnished. You know, all instruments you pick up are naturally go out of tune. All soda's flat, right? All wine is turned into vinegar.
Things that
find the
aren't
premium.
carbonated things that aren't carbonated are now carbonated. It's weird.
All women
Carbonated
have
milk.
saggy boobs. It's take
What?
everything that's good and make it a little bit worse. What? Nothing.
They don't have Terminator 2, they only have Terminator 3.
I'm so
let's
happy
skip
that
the
Talah's
chapter.
wearing a bra, so that won't be seen.
What the heck?
There's no fate
Moving
remake.
on.
What?
Well, I share my knowledge of the Shadowfell with the others that welcome to a realm where everything is just slightly worse. Everything
It will
just...
bear upon your soul too.
And it just keeps getting worse. This place sucks.
What's the point of going on?
To get out of here.
Well, then we certainly need to get a move on. Although I find it hard to scout ahead in this darkness.
I have an idea. Do we still have the figurine to teleport ourselves into that pocket dimension? The
key to the superposition sanctuary.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
believe
I
so.
am carrying it on me, but it will not work. Here, you
Right.
have it.
I'll take it. I attempt to everybody gather around. Grab Gobs. She's not going to want to cooperate. She's too sad.
Sure.
I'm going to come. I just know it will fail.
You
I
have been
attempt-
grabbed, Gobs.
Once everybody
Othokent
gathers
comes,
together,
Oh, I have been carried.
Othokent comes over, but it's with those tiny tippy-tap steps because he's very uncertain about going anywhere in here because doesn't like it.
he attempts to use. And once everybody gathers around to safely use this, we're all going to be teleported to it. I attempt to teleport us all to the superposition sanctuary.
Okay, I have an important question.
Yes.
So if you remember, you had gotten a second shell for the figurine.
Mhm.
Are you doing it with or without the shell on it?
With.
With.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
put it all together and just use it. Whatever benefits the second piece has or doesn't have, I'm shooting a shot to get us out of here to give us a reprieve.
Okay. Give me a moment. I've got to find in my notes where I put that.
Yes, because the players can't just do what the DM expects.
Like going out of the cave that we're in.
Does it ever work that way?
If the players just move 5 feet in this direction, they'd be out. But no!
But no!
Instead, they decide to argue about the best type of oatmeal for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I was counting on.
The best kind of oatmeal is no oatmeal.
You shut up!
I gave them
I
a
always-
endless water, but they
The
put out the
best-
fire with endless fucking cottage cheese.
The best oatmeal is pancakes instead.
It's too far back in my notes.
I will burn
Did
your
I send
pancakes.
any of you the effects of the second shell?
I do not believe you did because we never identified nor used it. Because I think we were mad at the whole thing at that time.
Yeah, you guys were being dicks about it. I remember that specifically, which is typical.
That is what we do best.
Usually that's what we do best.
That is not the information. I have too many notes.
The last thing I had that we talked about was... Nope, that's not the one.
All right, this will take me just a second.
What?
Okay. All right. So it. Oh,
2. He lied.
be quiet. So it does. It does work. So you guys immediately, as soon as you activate it, Abraham, you guys stumble through the front doors of the superposition sanctuary.
There. That's the point, and that's why we try. Gobs needs a milkshake.
All right. What flavor you want, little gobs?
It doesn't.
That's Rob. Doesn't matter. My favorite flavor. And you can see him mixing 8 different kinds. He starts scooping up ice cream, and like it's 8 different scoops that go in. And he goes, "Rough day."
Every day is just an endless march towards the inevitable end.
Shadowfel.
We're in the Shadowfell. She's affected by the effects of that dimension.
Needs the top shelf stuff then. So he reaches up and grabs a bottle of a malt liquor and pours it in as well. And then he hand mixes it and slides it over to you with whipped cream on top and everything. Well, good to see you guys again. Hey, as a consequence, the second floor is open now.
What's up there?
So with this, I will explain the second floor of the superposition sanctuary now that you have used the shell to open it. So make sure you guys are writing these down because I'm not going to remember. Okay. So the original rules still impact that you can take the short rest. It takes no time. And that happens as long as you're on the first floor. Okay. If you go up to the second floor, each of you have your own individual rooms with your own individual things exactly the way you want it. Go crazy with it. Have fun. Okay. You can take a full rest up there. It occurs in half the time a normal full rest would. This is also completely with attendance, laundry services. You gain full hit dice. You can fully heal during this time. There's also on the second floor each room can have its own restrooms and kitchens and labs and whatever you want.
Reach
Okay.
arounds.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to call your doorknob, that's your business. But there is also a full sauna and massage parlor upstairs.
Oh.
So again, first floor, short rest, food that you can't take out with you takes actually no time to take a short rest, right? Like it always has been. Second floor, individual rooms, but once you set them, because this is the way it works when you go upstairs for the first time, you will imagine your ideal room. It's not really limited by space to the degree that it still needs to be a room. You can't go, oh, well, I open my door and I'm in my own universe. That's not how it works. It has to be a room. It could be a big room. It could be a big room with a kitchen and all that stuff after it, but it can only have one door outside of the door that you come in, and that's most people use.
Can I
it
have
for
Matt
that.
Carricker's bunker?
Yes,
What if?
you
What
can.
if?
But
With everything?
yeah, but the
What
guns
if
don't get to
it's-
leave with you, so.
No.
What if it's like it is 2 rooms as one room, but there's no door. There's just an archway.
You could have 2 rooms that way as long as there's not a second door. You can only have one door to one, so you get your room plus an extra room that has a door.
Okay.
Okay, and
Just a
then
deeper
you've got-
room.
Yeah, you can make a deeper room. You can make it an L-shaped room, and the part of the L's a kitchen. And the other, you can make it a plus-shaped room. That doesn't matter, but
Okay.
it does need to be a room.
One contiguous
Right.
space.
Yeah. And it can't be like I make a giant dome and recreate the entire city of Gilgamesh. All right, don't nothing like that.
No,
Like, if
but
you
you're
want-
telling someone who likes to draw that she can create her own room for a character of hers.
Yes, which is perfectly fine. So
You can have Arboretum. Go ahead.
yeah, exactly. So and like Abe can have a potion stand, and a fireplace to read by, and
A
it could be
library
big
with a
enough-
book with every piece of knowledge in the universe. But when I read it and leave the place, I forget it entirely. It does not come with me.
I mean, that's
you just
typical
have
for
that
you,
follow.
anyways. You were
Mhm.
in that library and you walked out and forgot half the stuff you read in there.
It's true.
But yeah, things like that. It can't have stuff in there you don't know, right? Like you can't have a book that tells you, the secret of how to defeat Carrie because you don't know that.
Why not?
Because it's these
You
books
don't
are
know
created by
that.
your characters.
Yeah, but what
By
if,
your
what if
imagination.
we subconsciously know?
But you don't.
But you don't.
Would be really
You-
cool if we did.
What if I roll
Okay,
sleight
but
of hand to pickpocket the secret from his mind?
He doesn't know it.
What if I roll stealth to peek behind it? No.
All right.
DM scream.
But that's what the second floor does. Allows you to do a long rest in half the time, and you have your specialized rooms. You've healed a few hit points, all that good stuff. Automatically, you get all your hit points restored, conditions removed, things like
The
that.
endings received.
One question about the
With the
rooms.
reach around doorknobs, yeah.
One
Basic.
question about the rooms, if I may. You said it took
Mm-hmm.
half the time to take a long rest there, as in.
In the real world, 4 hours passes.
Yeah, I mean, like in the real world, 4 hours passes, but where we are, 8 hours still pass, or is it just it only takes 4 hours? Period.
No, it's 8 hours for you, but in the real world, only 4 hours pass.
Okay. And that's only if we're resting, not if we're doing anything else here.
When you
Yeah,
enter
resting
the
would have
second-
including light activity, right? You can still get a massage and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'll say this. Let's do it this way. When you go to the second floor, you've got 10 hours total. And when you come out, it'll be 4 hours later. So what you
Hyperbolic
choose to
time
do with
chamber.
those 10 hours, what you do with those 10 hours is your business. And this can only be used once per week.
The second floor can be used once per week, but the first floor can be used.
Yeah, it's once per day, I believe.
So the second shell recharges longer. But to get a mount, yeah. It's the
Another
Room of Spirit and Time. That's what it's called. Room of Spirit and Time.
another slight question about the rooms.
No.
Are they bound by physical laws? For example, like if I wanted to walk on the walls in the room, would that be outside?
I'm gonna say physical rules still apply.
That's perfectly fine. Because I don't,
Because you have
I
a
don't
variety- it's
expect
like-
it will ever come up. It's just so I know what to describe.
Yeah, so once your time ends, it'll automatically kick you back to the bar.
Question. While it may not be a passable portal, can I still have a view there? A window showing me a scene. AKA a wizard tower. It's the very top of the tower, and the window shows me the forest below. Like, I can't leave anywhere, but I got a view.
You can have a view, but it's not like your view could be your apartment at home and you see things
No,
actually happening.
That,
It'll just
you
be-
literally just heard what I was thinking of.
yeah,
passing.
it's for aesthetics. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and anything aesthetically you can cycle, but your general layout and what's in it is set the first time you go in. But if you're like, oh, I want it to be sunshiny today, or raining outside the window tomorrow, or
Mhm.
snowing outside the third day, you can change purely aesthetic things. But changing what's in it is different.
So if I say it's a wizard's tower, it's always going to be wizard's tower, but I could change like the curtains, I could change the throw pillows or the weather or whatever.
Yep.
So there is one. I have one more question, but I don't think that's something you necessarily can or need to answer right now. But is there stuff like cell phone reception, internet connection when we're in the room, when we're on the known material plane? Basically, if we're in here, can people reach us, or is it gonna be we leave the place and
You're in a pocket dimension, so only things that can reach you in a pocket dimension could still reach you.
right to that?
So no, AT&T does not have coverage.
To be fair, they never do anyway.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
That's the other guys.
But it came
yeah.
to mind.
Alright, I think I got everything written down.
All right, so you guys are you are in the lounge, bar, restaurant area of the Superposition Sanctuary. So what would you all like to do? Gobs, you do immediately feel better in here. So I will say this, the imposing despair is not there while you're here. Once you get back out, that it still applies, but you won't have to be like, you don't have to
You'll
go
have
all
context.
yeah, you don't have to go all Eeyore on it.
You'll have emotional context. This break is giving you emotional context, and that's what this is doing.
Yay!
What this purpose was.
Was the bartender called Rob?
Yep, his name is Rob.
Hey, Rob,
Hey, what's going on?
can I also get a milkshake?
Sure. What you want in yours? You need something like the kiddo needed?
No, vanilla. But also, do you know something about how to get out of the shadowfel?
I can't get out of my own bar, so no. And I'm very proud of you, Vanilla. That's a brave choice. He starts making a vanilla milkshake.
A very nice vanilla, French vanilla flavor is a rich and enjoyable flavor on its own.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
Mhm.
He slides you your milkshake.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Oh,
I'll
hold on.
take a vanilla milkshake.
He pulls out from underneath the bar the giant ice cream sundae you got last time. He's already got it in a bowl for you, and he sets it up. There you go, Talah.
Oh, just what I needed.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
I was gonna order
Abraham?
Talah a big old matcha matcha drink, some sort of green tea concoction.
No, giant milkshake, like 18 bananas in it,
Bun.
and strawberries, cherries, 4 different kinds of syrup, chopped pecans sprinkled across the top.
Mm-hmm.
All this is needing is fries to dip in it.
He reaches behind the thing, lifts up, hands it over to you. Nice basket of hot, crispy fries.
How did you... You know what? No, I'm not going to question it.
You hear the random talking from the kitchen. Yes, I'll tell him. Yeah. He knew. He's on top of things. You know how he is.
Who is he?
Oh, Zephyr?
Is that his name? Zephyr?
Yeah. He's really good. Oh, and Colette's up, putting the finishing touches on your guys' rooms. You guys haven't met Colette yet, have you?
No. Who is
Huh.
Colette?
Oh, she's the maid.
I thought... Never mind.
Agnes is the waitress. Colette's the maid. You'll notice they're different because Agnes is an old hag, where Colette is French and wears nylons. And hey, look at me, Abraham. I'm watching you. Don't you get handsy with Colette. She's a sweet girl.
Hmm?
She doesn't need any of your business.
I don't need any of her business.
No, she doesn't need any of yours.
Okay.
What you and Agnes choose to do is none of my business. But Colette doesn't need to be corrupted by you.
Agnes came pre-corrupted.
I think it's age and decay. And at that point, a dish rag hits him in the face. As Agnes, you didn't realize was behind you. She was wiping the table, and she's got a
Did
second
it hit
dish rag.
me?
She's No, it hit Rob in the face.
Oh, okay.
Ah, really?
walking down a set of stairs that you guys have never seen before that's in the back of the bar comes like the atypical old school pin-up French maid, right? Super short black skirt with the frilly apron, lace, hair done up in a bun, shirt that's showing off more tracts of land than a real estate agent, if you get my drift. That's
Jeez.
Colette comes down and goes, "Oh, the rooms, they are ready whenever you wish to partake."
Nate, stop staring. Nate, you're not allowed to stare.
Nate is not staring. He is happily enjoying his vanilla.
He's intently, his eyes are just like
He's all
wide-eyed
about how that,
stares.
he is watching that milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
She trips and falls down the stairs, it'll turn into butter. Whole gallon of it.
Wow.
Anyways, and then she
dear
very
viewer,
dainty.
It's PG.
very-
I see what he's been thinking about a whole lot.
Yeah, anniversary. Don't worry about it. So why do you think I let her trip and fall all the time? Works out great. Anyways,
I fell down these stairs.
and then she daintily walks into the kitchen and begins talking with Zephyr.
Mhm.
What would you guys
So,
like to do?
Are we just gonna be waiting here? I kind of want to get a move on.
We just had a fight. Can't we rest and recoup?
Yeah, I agree.
It wasn't much of a fight.
And she's not feeling too good, and neither is she.
My flame is doing
Sorry.
quite well. It's very nice. But it is also, if we can do any preparation for actually heading into the Shadowfell itself, that would probably be for the best.
And this might be the best place to do so.
Yeah. And we can only enter here, I believe, was it once a week?
Once a day for this one. If you
Yeah.
go upstairs, it's a week.
Oh.
Yeah, Rob says, yeah, it's only open on Tuesdays. Today's Tuesday. You guys know it was like Thursday when you came in. It was not Tuesday, but he always thinks it's Tuesday when the floor is open.
All right.
Though to
Or
be
you
fair,
just wanna get a move on.
I would love to as well, but we can't see anything.
So I will say this just for your sake, Otho. Like you could probably walk through that cave eyes closed because it's your home cave. So you knew where you were, and you knew the path to get out of the cave. It's just you guys are literally in the bottom of a cave.
And our flashlights go only so far.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you still recognized where you were, Othokent.
Alright, good to know.
You just couldn't see very far.
Let's if we want to get a move on, let's go. But if you have any need to rest for a little bit, it takes no time at all in the real world. This is our time.
We can always be here for the short spell and not worry about time on the outside.
If we use the first floor one day, and then later on the day we want to use the second floor, can we not enter the sanctum?
You have to go through the first floor to get to the second floor.
Okay.
So if you do not use the second floor today, you won't. Or right now, you won't be able to use it till tomorrow.
But it's still quite the conundrum the dear fellow has given us. Dear Sakasil.
What was it he said again? He wanted you to bring the sun?
Yep. That's interesting query.
how does he benefit from you doing that?
Doesn't. The whole thing was Otho gave him choices. He said he would basically surrender if Otho managed to bring the sun after this challenge.
Well, yeah, but I'm still thinking that he's got to have, like, a plan behind that.
Of course he does.
He's doing something in the meantime, but he's also hoping, or wishing, that Otho snuffs out in the darkness that he's going to exist in for the next coming possible days.
Well, we'll better have to make sure that Otho doesn't.
Is Lathander able to reach you in the Shadowfell?
I mean, I can still cast my magic, so yes. If I don't have some sort of connection, I don't get any magic.
So you just bring him the sun, meaning your god, and just smite them.
I mean, I can try to query Lathander directly, but I'll only have a very low chance of him actually answering to direct queries.
It's
I
still worth
mean,
a shot,
Wasn't there?
right?
I also have something relevant to Othokent I wanted to clarify from last session. Didn't you say that while he's here, he can't reorder his spells? Like what he has is what he's stuck with?
When he's in the Shadowfell, he cannot prepare different spells.
But here he can. So he can
Here
take
we
advantage
are
of the second
now.
floor to do additional
if he
spells.
took a long rest, he could change his spells here.
So that's the only way he could do it. Okay, so I want to make sure we lined out that thing too. So if you wanted to right now, Otho, for this trip, you could change your spells with a long rest.
I did already do some tuning before we went to
Okay.
my dear home, just in case I had to be a bit more aggressive. But he wants to see the sun. I mean, I can show him what a sun looks like at the end of a stick if I get Lathander's mace. Though, that's a whole nother query. I'm wondering though, how in the name of Lathander am I going to find the sun in the Shadowfell? Unless it's just me.
Unless there's something here that's being sequestered away from Lathander.
Unless it was a metaphor in some way.
Maybe you're the sun, supposed to bring the sun through you to the Shadowfell.
So, other than Shar, are there any other divines watching over the Shadowfell?
The Raven Queen? She's here.
Does she
We've had
like
dealings with the
Shar?
sisters. Not particularly. But I think the relationship is more enigmatic than we think.
Right.
I also do believe someone named Mask has been here. Is here. Actually, the Shadowfell was never my area of expertise. I don't like this
Yeah,
place.
you guys can give me religion checks. Everybody can roll a religion check.
Hey. Nice one, Gobs.
Yeah.
Gobs knows about it from a video game.
I was going to say Gobs knows about
Highly
it because one of the death metal bands she likes to listen to, each of the members is named after a god that hangs out in the Shadowfell.
I was going to say she fell asleep listening to some sort of documentary on MeTube.
So the gods that have, so Gobs and Abraham will know this outside of the ones you already know. So obviously, the Raven Queen has a presence there. She actually has a city in the Shadowfell called Latherna. Shar created this place, so she has a strong influence there. She doesn't really have a place, but Vecna has several cults, and a couple of his hidden workshops are rumored to be there. Sinane Moonbow does have a small, not a very strong, but a small presence there. Kellamvor has a presence there, especially his judges and his reapers kind of pass through the Shadowfell, going back and forth to places. So again, Mask does have a presence there. Again, there's some cults and temples to most shadowy things. So Orcus has a little bit of an influence. Loth has a little bit of an influence. Mask has a little bit of an influence. But the big players are the Raven Queen and Char by far.
So yeah, for the most part, terrible gods. Kellamvor's fine. He's Kellamvor.
Sling Moonbow is fine as well. She's a good god.
The Raven Queen seemed fine when we interacted with her people.
It's because she needed something from us. I would say her relationships that would be enigmatic and you would never know her true intentions.
Vecna sounds interesting.
Vecna is pure evil.
Oh,
You do not want to meet Vecna. That'll be the end of
Vecna would-
your everything.
He would kill you just because you existed in front his presence, if you felt it.
Did you never Did you never watch Rise of Vecna? It was like a horror movie franchise, like 5 years ago.
I don't really watch
I don't
movies.
like horror movies. And the only
Ah,
ones
fair.
I've seen were in the city of Gilgamesh.
Well, the first one was good, but the rest of them were just sort of gory splatter.
All right. So what are you
Yeah.
guys doing?
All right. Let's just take a quick breather.
I was just making sure that Otho had the chance to change his spells, and after that
Yeah.
we're going to leave.
Let's just get a quick something to drink, something to eat, and let's get out of here.
So we were still in the same kind of
I'll-
cave?
We're still
Before
in
we
the
go,
exact...
I'm ordering some food just to make sure.
Right. So you know how to get out of there.
I'll go through this place blindfolded.
Great. So how about we all hold hands and you lead us out?
Sounds like a plan.
I feel bad for whoever's hand I'm holding. They have to reach down.
I mean, if you're holding someone's hand who's strong enough, you'll just be carried along.
True.
Then again, you know,
I don't
your
suppose
arm
anyone-
can morph.
Yes, but I try not to hold people with that hand. I kind of reserve that transformed hand for people I want to hurt,
Right.
which are none of you.
Exodius is offended by that. He's a lover, not a fighter.
If it makes it easier, I'll hold the other hand.
All right. She's going to switch to shift it into the tentacle. How's this?
I said hand.
There's a hand at the end of that.
Doesn't make it better.
All right. Just the oversized hammer hand then.
Sure. Holds the void hand and then with her other hand grabs Nate's hand.
Yee.
Actually, how does the hand feel to the touch? Cold?
That's a
How
normal
does-
hand.
Okay. Just normal?
Feels like a hand. Okay, so be clear for me. You guys are staying for the short rest, eating,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
popping back out, correct?
And we're
Yes.
going to leave the cave following Otho.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Using
so,
our flashlights for
hands.
meager
okay,
light,
got it. Hold on. Hold on.
with hope in our
So,
hearts and love in our
Swear to
souls.
God, I'm gonna Um, so you guys eat. You guys have a good meal like always. Drinks, whatever. And then when you guys walk out the door, Othokent is leading.
Yes.
Everybody else is daisy chained, holding hands.
Yes.
And you return back to the cave. Those of you who had the sinking feelings before still have them. They're not diminishing your. I'm going to say your mentality is fine. You still have those weaknesses from failing the check, but you're not it's not as oppressive as it was. But yeah, you guys are back in the darkness of the cave, in the Shadowfell.
Oh, this place hasn't changed much. It still feels
So
oppressive.
we got a short rest.
Yes, you got a short rest. So anything you gain on a short rest, you gain.
Yeah, it might be beneficial to hold on to that long rest just in case Otho feels different later about changing his spells. Or we have something where we need the long rest.
We'll find out.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
How far can we see again?
You can see about 10 feet at most. If Otho's relighting his fire.
He is gonna keep that lit for everyone else.
So Otho is in front. Who is holding Otho's hand?
I will.
I can hold it.
Okay,
Okay.
Abe. And then I'm guessing Nate, Talah, Gobs.
I don't want to leave Gobs in the back. Mm-mm. I'm holding Gob's hand.
You're also holding. Okay, so Gobs.
Because Gobs is feeling all depressed
Talah,
and stuff. All the wings you're
Nate.
saying. I don't want her trailing off and wait, where'd Gobs go?
Okay, so Gobs is in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Otho's in the front and Nate's in the back.
Yes.
I can't reach the floor.
Yeah, we're carrying you. Between,
we're
suspended
carrying you.
between us.
Nate is coming up the rear.
I mean,
Yep.
it's
With Taller right in front of him.
Yep.
Where's that wedding ring?
Don't tell Talah's father. Loopholes.
Gobs could technically ride on somebody's shoulders.
Technically.
I whip it out.
Mm-hmm. Your bow, right? It's good to be
My
ready.
whip.
Your whip.
Whip.
Yeah, because
a-
my bow is utterly useless in this situation.
Love you too.
I can shoot people that are standing in front of me. That's all. Just 5 feet away from me.
So we leave the
So-
cave.
So the bow is still useful, but the situation renders it useless.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, we're leaving the cave. Leaving the cave. Leaving the cave.
We're
Sorry,
leaving the
stop.
cave.
Okay. So you guys are making your way up and out the mouth of the cave.
Yes.
So as you get to the exit of the cave, a couple things. Number one, you and this is mainly for Otho because it's things that are different. You're going to notice things different as you get to the exit. Number one, this area has never been that windy, but there are very strong gusts of wind rippling about. The second thing that you're going to notice is you don't see it per se, but you can feel and begin to hear a storm on the horizon, but you don't ever actually see the lightning or hear the thunder. The other thing that's very different is there's actually, as you exit the mouth of the cave, there's now a road that leads down, kind of a windy road, down the hill and out towards a village that sits on the edge of the lake. So if you remember, there is a lake kind of at the bottom here.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a village there. There is one here. But you do notice, even though it's, again, with the darkness and everything, you can't see any lights or anything coming from that village.
What does the landscape look like? Does it look like it's spreading out before us where we can see the general shape of the land, but it's all cloaked in shadows and it looks eerie? Or is it just like almost like a video game fog of, like, draw distance?
It's very much a foggy draw distance. You don't see grass. You see, scraggled, twisted trees, and then the pathway in front of you. It's very rocky, very barren ground.
Okay.
If not for the fact that this place was likely extremely dangerous, this would be really cool.
Yes, it has an eerie, unsettling quality that's somewhat captivating. Odd.
It's kind of comfy, really.
This would be a great place to record a horror movie.
Yeah.
Or one of those weird police dramas where everyone's way too serious. Anyways, we're out of the cave now.
So it is kind of like a shadow, like a Silent Hill kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see shapes in the distance, like as the fog shifts? Do we see something eerie, like hills and things like that?
Not
Or is
really.
it just kind of a permanent, oppressive fog?
Just a permanent, oppressive fog.
And still no portal energy, anything.
Mm-mm.
It's easy to get lost in this. This is a shadowy shape of our old world. We can't see too far to gauge where we're going.
Did we drop breadcrumbs or something?
Mm-mm.
I doubt that's gonna work.
There are creatures in this plane of existence that we need to keep our eye out for. Hunting creatures.
I think we can all agree that no one goes anywhere alone, though.
Oh, definitely not.
On the screen. On the phone, one moment, Soundscream says.
Hi.
No, we'll wait a moment.
The voices in the sky.
Pride is a damsel in distress. Wouldn't you like a taste of the power?
Yes, I would like my outcome preferred.
Deep in the night, the fight can last for hours.
That's what he hopes.
What movie is that from?
You can be hurt or you can beat her. Epic the Musical.
Ah, that one. I still haven't gone around to watch more of that.
How dare, Doc. When you start, you finish it. There's no in-between breaks.
It's only 40 songs. It's only a few hours.
I'm back.
Welcome
Welcome
back.
back.
Welcome back.
All right, so yeah, you're standing at the cave exit. You just see a road that leads down towards the river, and you can vaguely see the outskirts of a town. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, everything else is pretty much just wandering in the fog. Might as well try and see what the town has to offer.
I am curious about one thing, though. As Talah kind of leans down a bit, casts Druid Craft, and tries to make some flowers bloom on the ground here.
They bloom. They come up and bloom just like normal. But as soon as you finish casting the spell, they immediately begin to wane and wither.
Okay. That's sad,
It was
but good to know.
it was worth the attempt. It's always worth trying.
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of a time when you were in the Feywild when you... Oh, that's weird. You don't remember being in the Feywild, Talah?
What?
Why would you even think that you were ever in the Feywild?
What?
So we're moving on.
I guess. I don't know. You tell me.
Confused look on Talah's face, and then just, oh well.
To the village.
Whoa.
Excellent. All right, so you guys, it's probably about half a mile or so to the village. So as you begin to move in and get closer, first and foremost, Nate,
Yeah.
as you get to the first outcroppings of the village, you will get a ping. You can sense a portal right on the edge of your capability to do so. But not just
Familiar
one.
energy? Oh.
But not just one. You sense 2, 5, 12. You actually sense a portal to every realm you've ever thought of.
Jeez.
And they're all stacked right on top of each other, about a mile. On the other side, basically, if you go through the village and then keep going a mile, you will run into whatever it is where all these portals sit.
Guys, I sense some that might be portals in that direction, but it's like everything. Like all the different planes.
I mean, it's worth taking a look at, right?
What if it's one portal, but it leads everywhere?
I don't know, it's kind of scary at the very least.
Whatever it is powerful if it can contain a portal to every dimension in existence.
I mean,
Let's go. We have to find out
might
what it
be
is.
it might be a path out of here.
Oh yes, for sure, but to where and for what cost?
Won't
We'll
we
find
find
that out.
out?
Yes, we must. Onward and upwards.
Perception checks as you guys begin to walk through the village.
I was
Were you gonna
about
say,
to
Nate?
ask,
Yeah, was he gonna say, Nate?
just with the passive 22 perception, like have I
you'll-
been hearing anything or?
You're going to hear what is going to happen.
Okay.
Talah's going to hear it. Abe will hear it. Otho will hear it. Gobs will hear it. Everybody will hear it. Okay, cool. Oh, that was really quiet. I don't think any of you guys heard it.
You know.
Okay, maybe I need to turn this up.
Oh.
Oh,
Ding dong.
A bell.
And it's coming from the direction you're headed.
that wasn't ominous at all.
A bell, but for whom does it toll?
I don't know. I
Hopefully
don't
for
like it.
Shasal.
Are we getting closer to that, or is that getting closer to us?
It was definitely louder.
How about we get out of the way?
All right, all right.
So as you guys, are you continuing to head that direction? Because it
Are
came
we-
from directly ahead of you as you in the direction you were walking towards the portals.
But were we correct in the statement that it sounded like it was getting closer? Like louder again? Same time?
No, I goofed up.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. Then I guess we're gonna keep going because the
'Cause
whole
for some
thing
reason
of like
I couldn't hear it.
because me being like maybe we should get out of the way was if that thing is getting closer to us, I'd like us to see it first. But yeah, no, then
So as you guys continue to head that direction, you start to notice you're kind of in this main village fair. All the buildings are decrepit and fallen down. You don't see any lights. You don't see any fires. You don't see any people. You hear that loud tone bell again, and it is louder because you're heading in its direction. So it's you heading towards it, not the other way around. And you can actually see standing out in front of over the rooftops and the rubble in front of you, as you do see kind of a chapel, and you're pretty sure that's where the sound is coming from. But as you continue to head that direction, you start to notice candles, unlit candles, just kind of bobbing in the air. Just one or two at first, and then the closer you get towards the chapel, you will see more and more of them. They're just, as far as you can tell, just candles floating in the nothingness, in the air.
I examine one.
Give me an
touching it?
Arcana check. It's a candle. Black wax candle.
Should we light those, or
No. I say leave it be.
So as you kind of clear the last street and you have a clear view of this decrepit church or cathedral, that bell rings again. And as it does, the doors open and 8 people begin to walk out. Here. I'll just show you what you see. So that would make it easier. And as they walk out and begin to walk down the road in 2 single file lines, as they're walking past them, the candles light themselves. But yeah, you see those guys.
oh god.
Do we get the image on stream for the video and everything?
No, because I didn't set it up that way.
Okay.
spooky
See.
guys?
They seem like a
Very-
merry bunch.
They're basically ghostly, eerie.
Are they some of those
Priests,
cultist
monks.
guys you talked about earlier?
They don't seem to have eyes either.
No.
Oh, those are masks. Those are masks on their
those are-
faces.
Okay.
And I will tell you,
Mask.
you see, and this will be extra easy for Doc, I keep calling him Doc, for Othokent. The weird thing about them is all of them, they have various religious symbols, right? Like, there's like one with, with Morden. There's one with Bane. There's one with, just God's followers that would never be around each other. So they are wearing like religious and priestly outfits. They're all like decrepit and dirty and rotten and falling apart. But the interesting thing is that each one of them is wearing one for a different god.
Is there one for Lathander?
There is not one for Lathander. Again, no, they're just walking down the road straight towards you guys.
Should we now get out of the way?
Well, we can at least move to the side for now.
Yes, let's just let them pass. Unless one of you want to talk to them.
No.
Awesome. As they continue to walk down, they get close enough to you. The front right one, Gobs, as it gets close to you, it actually stops and turns its head towards you and looks at you.
Me?
Mhm.
Guys, it's looking at me. What do I do?
Don't make any sudden movements.
Did you guys hear it that time?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Gobs, you take damage. You take 6 points of damage. With thunder damage.
That hurt.
What
When
are-
you speak again, all of the rest of their heads turn and point towards you and look at you. And they've all stopped walking at this point.
She's
Oh.
going to remain quiet and just freeze in place.
What would anybody like to do?
What are they doing besides staring?
They're staring.
And now everyone's just having an awkward stare down. It's great.
What do we do?
Was that John saying that, or was that Othokent
That
saying
was
that?
John. That was John.
Okay. All right, Nari.
That was Talah saying, "What do we do now?"
Take 3 points of damage as the gong or the bell rings again. And they all point at Talah. The second in line grabs the shoulders of the first in line and pulls them into themselves. The robes tear apart as they turn into a hulking flesh monstrosity. And now we get to have fun. Pum pum pum.
You get to have fun.
So go ahead and place yourselves on the map in a relatively close to the bad guy's position.
I
And
mean,
then
we
we'll
went
initiative.
out. We went out of.
Like here, like a side alley is where we'd be, I guess.
I think so.
Nah, I think that fits.
We tried to
Like-
get out of their way, so
Relatively close, so I can hear.
We
you all.
were walking hand in hand in a row, right?
Yeah.
Were we still? Well, when we
I
got
don't know.
out, were we still holding hands?
We are not being torn apart by the shadow monsters.
Yeah, but I didn't think that we were still holding hands.
Othokent has not let go.
Okay, so Otho is still holding Abe.
Well, he lets go now that it seems like combat is initiating.
Yeah, fair.
No, hold on to me, bro. We got this. Together.
Hold me.
Together.
Together.
But yay for visibility. I can use my bow.
Hiya.
It's no longer useless.
Hey.
The thingy has been cleared, right? So we don't sit there double up.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're selecting your token.
I did.
Wow. That was a terrible roll.
I for one start, I got a decent roll.
Yeah, your roll was terrible. Your roll.
I mean, his roll was a
I
2.
I have advantage on initiative checks due to the Sentinel shield, so I'll just make a second roll.
And mine was a 1.
No,
Yeah, so
because you
both
got
were
despair.
terrible.
You don't get advantage rolls.
Right. I thought that was just for the for inspiration and
No.
bardic inspiration.
Oh God.
That is
No.
what that was what you said.
Oh no,
What you said.
You're right. You're right. That's the other one. Never mind. I'm wrong. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm wrong.
I have
It's a disadvantage against the
fear.
fear.
That's what I have.
What happened to one of the dudes? Did you accidentally delete
I
one
hit
dude?
the wrong button. Yes,
Just making sure you noticed. Sorry.
I did. Very upset about it.
Did you notice that why kids like Cinnamon Toast Crunch so much?
I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you.
Please don't.
Kill me
I know other
first.
people you can kill before Sin, and no, it's not Nexus. You can kill Randy Pitchford.
Randy Pitchford?
Yeah.
I could think of some other people.
And then
I mean, all of Take 2,
All of them? No.
all of them.
We
All
do
of
not
Take 2.
advocate for violence on this
Nope.
stream, please.
We do not advocate for violence. We don't need to hurt nobody.
here's the donation
we are,
link. Who should we get killed first?
no,
We do not-
No.
Sorry, we do not advocate for violence, though I would shed no tears were it to happen.
no, I would.
Hey Vader, I have a game for you. Padme, murdered, Mary death, Mary, was it?
No,
Fuck, Mary, kill.
Stop.
Yes.
Yeah, good lord. All right, so, the two up front have turned into hulking abominations. The other 6 have begun to float up into the air. All the candles have gone out. And it is Gob's turn. So, Gobs, what would you like to do?
Alright, that's a bunch of enemies.
A lot of anime.
So much anime. Just give me a moment here. Sorry about that, was interrupted. So, I am going to utilize Synaptic Static.
Okay.
It's a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point. So,
Is that a spell?
yes.
Does it? What components does it require?
Verbal and somatic.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, I'm making sound.
So you will take 9 points of damage as you cast the spell, and the gong will go off again. The bells will go off again.
That is fine. These will be the affected targets. So all of them.
Okay.
That is the spell. They need to make an intelligence save if they have an intelligence score of 2 or greater. Sorry, 3 or greater. If they have 2 or lower, they're not affected.
What kind of save is it?
Intelligence. And it's 16.
2, 3. Guys. All right, so all of them but one fail.
Alright, those who fail take 86 damage, the one who succeeded only takes half. Also, the ones who failed for the next minute must roll a d6 and subtract the rolled number from all attack rolls, ability checks, as well as constitution saving throws to maintain concentration, in case they're concentrating on spells.
Okay.
They can make an intelligence saving throw on the end of each of their turns to try and remove the effect.
All right. Roll the damage.
That was a pretty poor roll, but 23 psychic damage.
So as this goes off, several of the shadows dissipate. Boop, 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 boop.
You learn synaptic static.
Yep. It was actually the first spell of this level I learned.
Right.
It's a warlock spell?
Yep.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do, Gobs?
Yes. Move.
Okay.
To there.
Okay.
And the thing in front of me, I'm going to utilize my bonus action and put a Hexblade's Curse on it.
Okie dokie. Oops. I didn't loop the music. Sorry about that. Alrighty.
That's my turn.
Awesome. All right. Angry number 2. He is going to blitz to Othokent.
Rude.
Get your attack of opportunity if you'd like to.
I would like to.
Othokent hasn't even said anything yet.
Let me see here. If I hit it, its speed becomes 0, so it doesn't get to leave my reach.
Okay. 23 does hit, so he stops here.
That's not the attack roll. This is the attack roll.
Oh.
24. So
That
still
hits.
For 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, so you reach out with the arm hand and punch him in the hip. You hear it snap and crumble, and it just pivots, and both of its angry faces just look at you and begin to just howl terrifyingly at you. And now it's going to try to hit you.
That's fair.
Ooh.
I don't like the sound of that.
That's can't be used this turn. It'd be next turn. All right, so it is going to try to take its slam attack. So that's a 24, but let's take off the d6. So a 20.
That just meets.
Right?
So it hits.
So you will take 2d10 plus 5 bludgeoning. So that's 11 bludgeoning damage. And you're going to take 7 necrotic damage. As with both hands, he just reaches up and just slams down on you. And then he's going to lean up and going to attempt to do so again.
Yep.
You know what? I'm actually going to say he only made it to there. That way he doesn't have flanking, because that would not be fair to you to have you do something to help, because your friend, because he would have been, the angle he would have been taken, I'll say he went that way so he doesn't get advantage. And I did not roll with advantage on his first attack, to be clear.
Fair enough.
I don't want to disadvantage you for using an ability. That would be lame. Second hit is a 28. Minus the d6, it's a 23 to hit.
That still hits.
Okay. So he does 19 points of bludgeoning damage. And another 10 points of necrotic. with his so you just get pummeled into the ground as he just unleashes on you since you hit him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alrighty. Othokent, it is your turn.
Alright. I take a step forward,
Mm-hmm.
and I use my healer's kit. Oh, wait, my healer's kit heals for 1 more now.
Woo!
There we go. I use an action to use my healer's kit on Gobs. Get healed, nerd.
Go Otho, go Otho, go Otho, go Otho.
I'm no longer bloodied.
Beautiful.
We
Nah, I
prefer it
have.
that way.
Hey. And
Band-aid slap on the butt.
apart from that, I'm just gonna step right back again, because I don't need to be in melee with those guys. That's my turn.
Alrighty. So Othokent steps up, patches you up, and then steps back. Nady Poo,
Hey,
what would you like to do?
he's mine.
I would like to move up. Do I have a line of sight to this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I would like to shoot at him.
Okay.
See if that works. Meow. Probably doesn't.
That hits.
Oh, it actually does. Jeez.
Nice.
Your arrow just sails straight through him and hits the wall behind him as he dissipates.
And next arrow on this guy up here.
You know, on that one, as the arrow comes in, it just bats it away with one of its free hands.
Neat.
Oh no, I'm wrong. I apologize. No, that arrow sinks in. Roll damage.
Hey,
Nice.
neat.
90, there we go. Okay.
And that is gonna be that for now.
So I just want to let you know, with your bow, it hurt it. It didn't. The Feybane did not seem to take any affliction damage.
Yeah.
But you did add the 2d6 for attacking a creature that attacks an ally, right?
No.
You
Just
probably
have
need to
that
do
be-
that because it
just
is
have-
attacked an ally.
Just have that be the Faint Bane, it's the same dice.
Yeah, you can just use
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Feybane
If that's what you
roll.
want to do, I'm good with it. So an additional 9, so puts him there. All right.
Yeah, I do have the clicky for that, but
It's the same
it's
damage.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah. Again, it's up to you.
it's good.
All right. Cool. Well, yeah. So the arrow sinks in, obviously hurts him, but he is still standing very strong. Anything else you'd like to do?
Right now, just surveil our surroundings, see, make sure we don't get ambushed or something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
All right. Talah, dear,
Yes,
what would you like to do?
I'd like to place a moonbeam on this one.
Okay.
A blue. Moonbeam.
Yay!
Moonbeam. So I'm gonna be concentrating. Blue dot.
Okay, so when his turn starts
Yes.
is when he does the save. Okay.
Yes. Which is immediately after my turn. But I'm gonna leave my turn at this.
Cool. Anything else you'd like to do?
Sure. Let's move this way so we're not clumped up in the big bundle.
Alrighty.
That's it.
Fantastic. Angry 2. Alright, so he needs to do a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
DC is 16.
Yes.
He does not make it.
So do we take the radiant damage that's up there already, or do I just roll again?
Just roll it again.
Okay.
You
I'm
can turn off
happy
auto
that I
roll
rolled it
damage.
again.
You can't turn off auto roll damage.
I can or can't?
Can.
And
Oh.
If you hit the
Well-
gear, directly underneath the gears icon itself, scroll down a literal like 3 lines, auto roll damage.
Ah. But that's already on don't auto roll damage.
it's on the spell. You have to go into the spell and set it not to auto roll it, but that's okay. Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
I'll do that after position.
So this one is going to do what the other one tried to do and run at the last person who hit it, and it's going to charge around and at Talah as it comes running up to you at full speed and is going to
Drops.
attempt to punch you.
Terrifying, holy
I have
shit.
already used my reaction.
He
so
already
I can't
used
do
his
anything.
reaction. Gobs can't stop him this time.
Oh boy.
I'm afraid
Okay.
not.
But my moonbeam is still there though.
Mm-hmm.
I used it as a moose.
Ooh. That's a nat 20.
Ah!
So this is going to be ugly.
That's gonna hurt.
You take 40 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh, no, wait. No, hold on. That's the wrong one. That's D20s, not D10s.
You rolled
You take
T20s for damage?
Yeah,
What are you...
I hit the wrong button. Cut me some slack.
Please don't
Uh,
be dead.
You take 24 points of bludgeoning damage.
24?
Uh-huh. And
Okay.
23 points of necrotic with his
Oh.
first, as his first fit just drives you into the ground, and he begins to pummel you as he is very angry, because he's angry. And
Right,
then he
that's
will-
what I thought.
And then he's going to attempt to hit you with his second fist. And
Okay.
that is, oh, I'll roll the d6 because it'll be funny. That's a 9. So his
6 becomes a 9? Oh no.
I rolled the d6 because he's under the same effect from Gobs. Oh, and you need to roll concentration on that.
Yeah.
What is it? Half the damage plus 10?
No, half the damage or 10, whichever's higher.
Okay, so the damage was what? It was 24, 48, so 24?
Yeah, but it's per thing, so it's the first hit.
Well, the first
no,
hit
wait,
was
I
the
was-
first hit was all the damage you took was in one hit.
Yeah.
It just has 2 different damage types. So it was 40, or it was 19 plus 5, just 24 plus 23 is 47. Divided by 2 is 23. So you would have had to beat 23.
Yeah, no. Moonbeam
So you
gone.
lose
immediately.
concentration, and then his second arm just misses you because it was angrily just swinging its fists, and it missed with the second one because the first hit knocked you over.
Yeah, ouch.
Abraham, it is your turn.
I have several options in front of me. That won't work. But these two might. So I'm going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Talah, get back here. Don't resist. And I'm vortex warping her back next to us.
Sure. Go for it.
Oh, that reminds me. Tala, your movie,
Yeah.
did it require verbal components?
1 second. I will check for you. Yes, vocal, semantic, and material.
Okay, you need to take 11 points of necrotic damage as the bell rang when you spoke. Same for Abraham.
Ah,
Abraham, does your spell require verbal components?
11.
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay, so you're going to take it for shouting. So you're going to take 8 necrotic for shouting, and another
Shouting?
6. You just yelled at Tala to not resist.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so you're taking a total of 14 necrotic damage before your spell goes off.
So is this where I'm stupid and say that Tala yelled back? Because when I said "all right," that was Tala's voice, not mine.
And so let me say this: do you think Tala at that point would have figured it out?
No.
Okay, I appreciate you being honest. Take another 7 points of necrotic.
I don't like this.
I'll have to roll another set. No, that was Tala again, right?
That was me. Fuck off. Where am I being warped?
Next to Otho, so you can be healed.
There?
But
Or
no,
there?
there.
Okay.
Excellent.
That's it
Awesome.
for me. I cast a spell.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Not much else I can do with a bonus action. I'm good.
Yeah, so you're able to pull Tala
Out of harm's
Uh,
way.
out of harm's way. Gobs, it is your turn.
Alright, I have an opponent right in front of me. I have another opponent a bit away. I think... Yeah, I'm going to utilize Steel Wind Strike.
Okay.
That thing. No verbal component on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just targeting those two big blobs of flesh.
All right.
And since I'm teleporting, would you like to see where I'm teleporting to, or just where I end up?
Where you're gonna end up?
Just there.
Okay.
But I will have teleported to this one first, then that one. That's also the
Okay.
order of the attack.
All right. Do your spell attack.
I'll be pushing the button for Eldritch Blast, just know that the damage will be different.
Mhm.
Because it's the same bonus.
Sure. That one hits. That one does not.
That's a shame. Oh well, the one of them hit.
Yep. I'm assuming it's the one in front of you that got hit.
I would have attacked that one first, then that one, so I would have
Teleported back and popped up. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So give me that big beautiful damage on
And
the
that's-
guy as you begin.
That's also the one I have the curse on, so he does take a bit of bonus damage from this. Like,
Sure.
4 additional. Straight down the middle, 30 damage, plus 4, 34.
All right.
Force damage if it matters.
Also, keep in mind that you got resistance to necrotic damage from that ring, so whenever you speak and things happen to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something that actually requires me to say something, so.
Just keep
Oh,
that in
boy.
mind. You have resistance to it.
Yeah.
Also,
Alrighty.
that is larger than me, right?
What?
The creature, they're not small, they're larger.
They're medium.
Yeah, I'm also adding a Fear of the Small to the one I had. That's an
Okay.
additional 4.
Another 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then nothing more.
Mhm.
That is my turn.
Don't forget, you're probably in darkness like permanently while you're here, so you can always teleport with your cloak.
Ooh, I did not even think about that.
Right now, we're permanently in darkness or shadow. This entire plane of existence.
I need to keep that in mind. But I'm doing nothing more in this turn. I want to stay where I am and tank a little.
All right. So this one was hurt by Talah. Is this the same? This isn't the same one that you shot, is it, Nate? You shot the other one, didn't you? No, you shot this one too.
No,
No.
Yeah.
I shot the shade, and then I believe I shot the one that went for Talah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, so that is this one. It's this guy. He is going to run this way. Right here.
Oh no.
And
That's not that guy. That's not his turn.
Wait, yo,
That's not his turn.
oh, I did
That's
select the wrong guy.
wrong
My
guy.
bad. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
thank God.
That's the one that's after Gobs. Is the one who's turned.
Well,
now.
it's being goofy for me. Cut me some
Sure,
slack.
sure.
We haven't
Sorry.
played in like 3 years, all right? All right, he's going to... Yeah, he's got Gobs right in front of him, so he's just going to smashy the Gob.
Hello.
Don't
Uh,
smash
so
you,
that's
smash you,
Robert.
gob glob.
23. Let's roll the 6.
Fairly certain that's
But
the tag on some website.
Does a 19 hit you?
No.
Your AC's 20?
Yes, it is. I have a shield and I'm in medium armor
Awesome.
and everything. Also, did he subtract the d6 from the attack?
Yeah.
Did you remember to roll with intelligence saves to see if they got rid of it?
I didn't bother, because unless they nat 20,
Oh.
they won't get rid of it.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, second attack is going to miss. So he's swinging wildly at you and not connecting. Othokent,
It is me.
it is your turn, my friend.
I am going to be casting a spell with verbal components.
Okay.
But it is also a concentration spell, so I might be fucked from the get-go. So I'm just gonna roll a Constitution save immediately.
You take 4 points of necrotic damage.
Is it okay if I shoot myself right now?
Is the damage before or after the spell itself goes off? I think that's
Before,
Before, okay.
yeah, because it's the
Does-
it's the act of speaking. It's the
And how mu-
sound.
How much damage did you say?
It was 8, and with your ring, it's half to 4.
That's fine. I was about to say, this is about to be the worst fucking situation in the universe. Anyways,
What?
I cast Aura of Vitality. So I can use my bonus actions to heal people.
Awesome.
And so I'm going to use my bonus action to do a heal people. And I'm doing it on the Talah, who looks like she's about to keel over.
Yeah, she's not very.
Ooh, that was a good roll.
Ooh.
or of don't die.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. I got 9 more just like it. And, yeah, that's Opho's turn.
Awesome. All right. So Talah's feeling a little bit better. And now it's Nate's turn.
back to shooting at this guy.
Go for it.
How dare he?
Protecting your
hits.
girl, huh?
Yep.
Nice damage.
Definitely sinks in deeply.
Still up.
Still up.
Second arrow.
That probably hits.
Nice.
So what is that? That's 25 plus 16, 30, 41. So your first arrow hits and he kind of staggers back. The second arrow sinks deep into his chest, all the way to the fletching. And he falls backwards, and as he falls back, he fades into the shadow. and is gone.
Does it count as dying?
For your hit point thing, yes.
All right, I'm regaining hit points.
Moves back and just looks over at Talah, just to see if she's doing okay.
She's looked better.
Actually, not behind Abram. Doesn't make sense. He'd be in front.
Okay. Alrighty.
Turn.
Talah, it's your turn.
Yeah, you put me in a very difficult situation here because most of my things are vocal. I don't know what to do.
Heal yourself.
The only one that I have is healing word, and that's vocal.
Drink a potion. Do you have potions on you?
Do I have potions on me? That's a.
Do you have
that's a
spell
good
uses? Do you
question.
have items to use? Things you could throw?
A sling.
I do
Harsh
have a
words?
sling.
Hang on a second.
Aha!
Ha ha! I'm gonna go over here and use my slingy sling
Do that slingy sling.
on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sling!
That hits.
Sling! Yay! Go back.
Extra attack?
I don't
think
think I
yours
have.
did an extra
I don't,
attack.
I don't have extra attack.
Oh dang.
That's it.
So
I'm done.
you bounce. You bounce a fairly good sized rock off the skull of one of the two heads. Does not seem to appreciate it very much. And now it's back to Abraham.
One moment. Figuring out. That's bludgeoning. Ice. Fire. Psychic. Necrotic. Let's just go with fire.
Fire.
Alright. I have to. When does that happen? I need to know this. Screw it. I'll just take the damage, I guess. Apparently I already spent my spell points. Upcasting Scorching Ray to 5th level, targeting all rays on one target. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rays.
Nice.
Did I hit?
Yeah. On absolutely all of them.
Did I miss
So
one? Did I not? Oh, I did hit them all. Cool.
So that's 16, 25, 36, 45, 57 points of damage.
Woo! Nice.
As he is rocked as the blast just tear giant flaming chunks out of him. He stumbles back a little bit, and then pulls up with these giant flaming holes in him, and begins to glare at Abraham. And does that require a verbal component?
Yes, because I couldn't subtle cast it because apparently I spent all my sorcerer points last encounter.
Take 7 points of necrotic damage as the bell tolls. Again.
Is this is that a bonus action?
To give the flip the bird to an inanimate object? No, that's free.
No, to activate this ability on this Cloak of Souls passage. Because once a day you can use the cloak to shroud yourself in the ethereal veil of the departed. For 1 minute you're surrounded by ghostly figures that grant you +2 bonus to AC and resistance to necrotic damage. Doesn't say if it's a bonus action, but the previous one says it is.
The previous one says it is?
Yeah, like Shadow Step. If I can teleport through shadows, it's a bonus action. But this one doesn't say that.
I'd say that one's an action.
An action?
Mm-hmm. Or it's a reaction. That's what I would think.
A reaction? Okay.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. I'll just tank this right now. I don't expect this
let's
guy to live very long.
Let's label that a reaction, like casting shield as a reaction. I'd say that's a reaction.
But 7 points without it, so that's just going to be 46. That's it for me.
Alrighty. Gobs, what would you like to do?
Punch! With the big hammer on. Twice.
Go for it. They both hit.
That's the damage. Then I'm going to move a little.
Okay.
To there.
How's this guy looking? Bloodied?
Awful.
Okay.
Sorry. That.
I was thinking this guy's tankier than the last one. Did he absorb its soul too? Make itself more powerful?
Mm-mm.
That's a good idea for the next encounter. Thanks.
No.
That is my full turn.
Yeah, it's about the only thing it can do. It can't. I think he'd be dumb enough to try it. Alright, he's going to try to move out of your reach, sir.
Yep.
Gabagoo.
Trigger another attack.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
He ain't going nowhere.
And how would you like to do this?
I think she would have been basically breaking its legs apart, moving and seeing as it turned towards the others, just climb up and clobber it in the head. Just break that head into the body.
Yep, and it's got two. So the one of the heads is already slack jawed and eyes glazed over. You climb up and you smack down on it, and as you do, you feel it give and crumple underneath you, and you fall to the ground as it dissipates into shadow. You also hear a loud creaking sound as the belfry cracks and crumbles in upon itself, and you hear ding, ding, ding as the bell falls, and when it hits the ground at the base entryway to the chapel, the bell itself shatters and falls apart.
And the sound stops.
And the sound stops.
Testing.
You're fine.
Ow!
All right.
That sucked.
I am willing to believe you, though stand still for a moment. Let's see how well we can do with my little spell. So I'm gonna keep going on Talah for now. You just tell me stop, Talah.
Hey, you get 10 uses out of that. Damn.
One sec.
Oh.
Calculator.
Ruthlessness is mercy.
See upon ourselves. I am missing 5 hit points. So I'm.
Well then, we'll start giving Gobs some then.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I don't miss all that much, just not as fast. 12?
11.
Yep, keep going.
10.
I am full.
Great, I have 2 left. Talah, me,
All right.
full health.
Full.
I love aura vitality. Well, they were a rude bunch, weren't they?
They seem very intent on us being quiet.
Very much so.
That
You
was
hear
very,
a
very
voice.
unpleasant.
When you say that, you hear a voice pipe up behind you. Yeah, that's what they do.
Huh?
Yeah,
Whip
that's the
around, arm at the ready.
Parade of the Silent Saints. When you whip around, you see kind of a homely dressed gentleman sitting on a wagon with a full team of horses in front of him. Very brightly colored wagon. And you see actually about 10 wagons behind him. You know, they're all about the silence of piety and respect for the gods and whatnot.
Are they human?
Probably at some point they were.
So what do they look like?
What does who look like?
The person talking to us.
The person
folk.
talking to you is a half orc. Very, very large, muscly, older half orc.
There are people here?
Well, I'd like to define myself as a person. I think I've got it tattooed around here somewhere, and you can see on all of his arms and legs are like tattoos just running up and down all around. He's like, let's see, it would be he actually hikes up. He's got kind of jorts on. He hikes them all the way up to where Talah, you're embarrassed by how close to other things you're seeing. He goes, yeah, right there next to my birthmark. That's the one my mama gave me when I was born. So yeah, I'm a person. Look at that. That's
You
weird.
just said
Doesn't even really look like her.
arms. Does he have more than 2?
Yeah, I said up and down his arms.
Oh, up and down his arms. Never mind.
Yeah.
I thought you were doing
No,
that thing where you're describing
he's a
him
half
weirdly
orc.
but denying it.
No. The other thing that's really interesting is like he actually has sitting next to him on his bench there is a large loom.
Hey, what?
Loom.
Like a loom for making cloth.
Textile loom.
Oh,
Cloth loom. For weaving carpets and cloaks.
Weaving a shroud.
Weaving underwear.
so. Well, hello, I guess?
Hello. New to these parts, huh?
Very much so.
Involuntarily sent here, yes.
Wow. That sounds like a story I'd like to weave a shirt about.
Ooh,
Laura!
Sounds interesting.
You hear, what? We got some new ones. And she goes, all right. And you see from the second wagon back an elf lady. Kind of looks middle-aged, which obviously is much older. Hops down and comes walking up. Oh, wow, they are new ones, aren't they? They can still remember almost everything, I bet. Well,
Oh,
let's
everything.
let's Tomo, why don't you and Keela let's let's circle up out there in the field. I don't never liked this church. I can't really remember why, but there's something about it I wasn't a big fan of. But let's circle up the family over there and get Keela to get the fire, get us going. Now, come along, come along. We can't have you guys waiting out here just to be eaten by things. And
Okay.
she runs back to her wagon and her team of horses and gets up and they begin moving their wagons past you guys. Laura stops and goes, "Come on, hop in the back." And they're all in all these just real brightly colored wagons.
What do you mean by still remember?
Right.
Well, this is the Shadowfell. This is where memories go to die.
Shard steals
I haven't-
memories.
I'm sorry. My name's Laura. I'm the lantern singer here for our Merikeri band. We're the Weeping Lanterns. And that is where I want to end the session for this week. I know it's a bit shorter, but I think picking up there as you guys go with the Merikari and they set up camp with you is a great place to stop because it's going to be a great place to start the next time.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright then.
Yeah, unless you guys are not. Let me rephrase. Do you guys have the intention not to go with the Merikari?
They seem friendly enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we can actually talk to them now. So.
Abraham, give me a history, or anybody that is knowledgeable or has a history type check. Can give me one of those.
Can I do an insight check instead?
You sure can.
Great.
Oh yeah, I'd love to do one of those.
Same here.
Not because I don't directly trust them, but it's good to try and see if we can suss out their motives.
So for everybody who rolled insight, you're not getting
All
any
of us.
sense of deception from these people. Abraham, with that history check, you do know that there is a group of people known as the Vistani who have various clans
Oh
that
no.
roam about.
Not Vistani. No.
What's wrong with the Vistani?
It gives me freaking flashbacks to Curse of Strahd.
Nari has Strahd PTSD.
An original introduced in the Ravenloft module.
I know.
Yeah, so
That's
but there are
why.
various clans of the Vistani that roam the Shadowfell, and these appear to be one of them. Vistani, different clans have different mindsets, but for the most part, they're nothing to be worried about, right? Just like wanderers and travelers.
Can these please be the kind that don't send us to Barovia?
Probably.
I beg of you, I never want to play Curse of Strahd again.
Yeah, this whole plot point was to get here so I could start using a pre-made module.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
You
But
can
yeah,
trust
so-
them.
So yeah, you guys hop up onto the various wagons of the different families. You can hear children. You can hear multiple groups of people. You can actually hear laughter for the first time. And something that's interesting is, unlike your voices that seem to be talking into like sound compressing foam, right? Your laughter doesn't carry. Their laughter does. And now that you're with them, there's a lot of that sense of dread, that sense of fear and uneasiness kind of fades away. As they circle the wagons, the fire gets going. They begin to play music and cook and prepare for an evening as the family. And that's where I want to pick up next week, because we don't have enough time to do that entire thing and the next step. So I think that's where I want to stop us for this week.
Can I ask
Aw.
one thing before we stop?
No.
Oh, well,
Yes,
that-
you can.
I was going to ask Nate if he still senses the portals.
Nate absolutely still senses the portals. So they're in the, like, as you guys ride with the wagons, they just ride a little bit outside the ruins and pull out into what would be an empty field. And that's where they circle the wagons. And a very specific tiefling goes out and sets up some wood, and from an already flaming brand sets the bonfire. And then the families all start, opening their canvases, stretching out everything. You can see them getting out stuff to start cooking. They've actually got food and materials and warmth and all of that. As music starts playing and things like that. And in that scene of relief and comfort, as Nate, your eyes are drawn past the wagons, and every once in a while you do see that brief flash of lightning, and in the distance, in the direction that you sense the portals, you do see a looming castle here in the Shadowfell.
Interesting.
And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Fair enough.
Aww.
Alrighty. So again, as always, I appreciate our people who were with us. Sorry for the long distance between episodes. Real life has gotten in the way numerous times, but I think we'll be a bit more back on schedule. Next week we may or may not have a game because somebody is moving, but after that we should be back on a regular scheduled basis from there on. But in the meantime, that's the end for this week, and we will see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ah!
Yeah.
Thanks for watching those that did. Thanks for game.